One word, Disney-ish.
A little bit too much animation. Alright, so welcome to the new movie reviews. We have a sidekick here now. He's helping me out with these movie reviews from now on, so it should be more entertaining. So, Green Lantern, the movie, in my opinion, really sucked. There was way too much animation. I felt like it was a movie of Ryan Reynolds, a green screen, a lot of money saved that way, but they probably paid Ryan Reynolds a lot more money for that reason.
And I have to say, to going on the Ryan Reynolds thing, it's like it's full of good-looking people. I mean, if you like looking at good-looking people, you know, it's a great movie. She's pretty hot. You know, whereas Serena from Gossip Girl, she's fine. She's fun to look at, but I don't know. She doesn't really do anything for the story. You know, she's kind of a love interest. She's just there. But I mean,
have to agree. And the only other thing we could add on top of that is Ryan Reynolds does get down into his undies a couple times. So if that's the kind of movie you're looking for, just to see Ryan Reynolds in his undies, I mean, other than his modeling days.
So girls, if you like it, and guys, if you like it, whatever, right?
Yeah.
It's good for you, right? Beautiful bodies.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it sells tickets. But
Ryan Reynolds' ability to act, he doesn't have anything to feed off of. He's definitely more of a comedian actor. He's not that really, you know, dramatic, I don't know, I can't think of anybody right now, but a really dramatic actor, so he needs somebody in the room at the same time to feed off of. Buried was an example of his inability to act by himself. He did a really good job, don't get me wrong. I was actually surprised in his acting, but he wasn't the one I would have picked to cast in that movie for that reason. And again, Green Lantern, he's by himself, a green screen, the majority of the movie. The freaking buildings weren't even real, so like they went way out on this animation thing. But he didn't have any scenes that he really was able just to talk to somebody else in a comedic form, and the only scenes he did have were maybe half a dozen, 5 maybe at most, that he ended up talking to the girl or this his old roommate, which was in there for 2 scenes. And he, in both those scenes, threw in some comedy. So again, I don't know why they picked Ryan Reynolds for that reason.
I can tell you why they picked Ryan Reynolds. For what reason? Is because Hollywood still's got to sell movies, unfortunately, and typically it's the name that gets the movie and maybe not acting skill or picking that, and that unfortunately brings and this is the first of the series, so it was your chance to pick this great actor, and you know, like, but unfortunately I think it was not enough. Too much green screen and not enough actual development. It was just all of a sudden he's got a ring on his finger and he's green and he's getting trained, and his ass, I mean his bum. Is he ass? What is it? I guess we're saying ass now. Anyways, ass, that's the word of the day. ASS.
The action sequences were alright. So as far if you're an action fan, not necessarily a movie you want to see. I'd rather go see, as an action fan, I'd rather go see Wolverine Origins or, I don't know, Expendables. I wouldn't really pick Green Lantern because it was more drama-esque, more story, but the story was really boring and slow and long.
You know, you got this main villain, and he's supposed to be this real bad guy, or bad whatever he is, and he's in there for like 2 seconds. Like, oh, he devours worlds. You see him at the beginning.
It would have been better had they just used this big main bad villain as a secondary movie, a sequel of some sort. I don't really like sequels, but I'd have to force it into a sequel because they summed up his ending in 3 seconds at the very end of that movie. Kind of reminded me of Fantastic Four, the second Fantastic Four, where Silver Surfer just kind of finishes everything off in a 3-second clip, ruining the entire big epic blockbuster ending. So in Green Lantern they had 2 bad guys really. The one guy that's kind of, he's in the comics and stuff too, so he has his own kind of story and dialogue, so really they could have just centered the movie around that. Then instead they decided to use both villains.
Yeah, and so Parallax kind of comes in, and yeah, he's in there later on, and so is the big-headed guy, but I mean, if you don't know comic books, and for you it's kind of a waste of time, because he throws Hal Jordan around, right? We get to see Hal Jordan play the hero once again. You know, out of 5 stars or 5 green fists, kapow to the face, Yeah, this thing beat the crap out of me, so I'm only gonna give it 3 out of 5.
Yeah, I'm giving it 2. So it gets a total of 5 green fists out of 10. On the final note, wasn't Green Lantern black in the original? Yeah.
I mean,
And on that bombshell,